Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome. I'm pleased to greet all the students of Europe Hotel School joining this online learning journey. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating, absolutely critical phase in a hotel's creation, the fit-out. This, right here, is where a building stops being just a structure and starts to get its soul. It's the journey from a construction site to an unforgettable guest experience. So, let's get started. All right, let's begin with a fundamental question. Think about it. You walk into a stunning hotel lobby and you get that wow feeling. How is that moment actually, built? It's certainly not magic. The secret is found right here, in this crucial stage where raw concrete and dust are meticulously transformed into pure elegance and comfort. And this brings us right to what we call the final transformation. This is the precise moment when a building sheds its identity as just a shell and truly begins to breathe life as a hotel. It's where the brand's personality is literally built into the walls. So what's the goal here? Well, I think the best way to understand it is with an analogy. Picture the shell and core building as a totally blank canvas. The fit-out phase, then, is every single brushstroke, the colors, the textures, the lighting, the fixtures, all of it coming together to create an absolute masterpiece of hospitality. Okay, so let's get a formal definition on the table so we're all on the same page. What is the fit-out phase? It has absolutely nothing to do with the big structural stuff like concrete foundations or steel beams. Nope. This is that intricate, final construction stage where every single interior element a guest will eventually see, touch, and experience is installed and perfected. Now, this all sounds great, but it leads us to the single biggest challenge a manager faces during the fit-out. And it's probably not what you're thinking. It's not about the budget or the design, believe it or not. It's about managing people. You see, the critical challenge can be summed up in just one word: congestion. This phase isn't about brute force. It's more like an incredibly complex ballet of coordination. You have to imagine dozens of experts, plumbers, painters, carpenters, electricians, all needing to perform their craft in the very same small space, often at the exact same time, without tripping over each other. And this really puts that complexity into perspective. You've got carpenters, painters, and carpet installers all trying to work in the same guest room or a narrow corridor. The sequencing of it all is absolutely crucial. The painters can't get started until the electricians are done, but the carpet installers have to wait for the painters. It's a massive logistical puzzle, day in and day out. So how in the world does a manager control this, controlled chaos and make sure every last detail is perfect? They can't be everywhere at once. The key is to rely on a very specific set of tools. A toolkit, really, designed to enforce absolute precision and quality. And the first, most important tool in that kit is the snag list, sometimes also called a punch list. Think of it as the ultimate quality control document. It's a super detailed, hawk-eyed list of every single tiny imperfection: a little paint smudge, a scratch on a door frame, a corner of wallpaper that's loose, that absolutely has to be fixed before the work is signed off and paid for. Now, another key component being installed during this phase is something called millwork. And just to be clear, this is not your everyday off-the-shelf furniture. Millwork is all of the custom-built woodwork that's literally integrated into the building itself. We're talking about that grand reception desk, the intricate wood paneling in the lobby, or the beautiful built-in wardrobes in a suite. So why is millwork such a big deal? It really comes down to two things: cost and visibility. It's often one of the single most expensive items in the entire interior budget. And because it's so prominent, it's what guests see first in the lobby and suites, it has a massive impact on their perception of luxury. Because of that, the installation has to be nothing short of flawless. So this really breaks down the manager's core job into a constant loop. They are continuously inspecting, looking for those tiny defects to update the snag list. At the same time, they're overseeing the high-stakes installation of the millwork. And all of this is leading up to that final step: managing the final clean, which gets the room ready for its very first guest. Which brings us to the final clean. And let me tell you, this is so much more than your standard housekeeping. It's a specialized, forensic-level, top-to-bottom deep clean designed to remove every last speck of construction dust from every nook and cranny. This is what makes the space absolutely pristine and ready for all the OS&E, that's operating supplies and equipment. Things like linens, towels, and soaps that finally make a room feel like a hotel room. Okay, so the dust is literally settling, the final touches are being made. But now, a really vital, non-physical transformation has to happen. And this might be the most subtle, but also the most important part of the entire process. You see, the entire project has to pivot. It needs to shift its whole identity from being a construction site to becoming a hospitality environment. And that's not a physical change you can see. It's a psychological one that everyone, from the general manager all the way down to the last person on the crew, has to embrace. This really shows the two worlds side by side. The manager's job is to be the bridge that guides the team from the left column to the right. The focus has to shift from the durability of a structure to the human experience of touching it, from a goal of just building something strong to a goal of realizing an artistic vision, and from a raw construction mindset to one of a warm guest welcome. So, as we start to wrap this up, let's distill everything we've talked about down to the essential points, the key takeaways for you as you move forward in your hospitality careers. All right, so here's what to remember. First, the fit-out is the phase of true transformation. Second, success hinges on mastering the logistics of that congestion of trades. Third, absolute quality is guaranteed by meticulous tools like the snag list. And finally, the whole process has to end with that crucial mental shift from construction site to guest experience. And I want to leave you with this final thought. We've talked about how to create a technically perfect room. But even when the building is complete, the work is far from over. So the real question is, how does a great manager turn that perfect physical space into a truly personal, unforgettable stay? That is the true art of hospitality, and it's an art that you will all soon master.